What's up, guys? Andy and Nathan from WagerTalk.com. We're going to be breaking down a fight for the upcoming fight night in the UFC. We're going to take a look at Josh Fremd and Tresean Gore. We're going to give our thoughts on these two guys and the best way to bet this one. We did pretty good last week telling you to take the Muradov-Barallo fight over 1.5 rounds. It goes the distance. So I'll give everyone a little background on Tresean Gore. Tresean Gore was on The Ultimate Fighter. It was a pretty good season. He made it to the championship, and then he got injured. So fighter Brian Battle stepped in to take his place, and Brian Battle wins. So it sets up this match with Tresean Gore versus Brian Battle. I think most people expected Tresean Gore to win that fight, and Gore was the favorite. Nathan and I were like, no, this is Brian Battle's fight. The fight takes place. Brian Battle brings the trophy to the ring and says, if you beat me, I will hand you the trophy. Brian Battle put on a clinic, beat Tresean Gore, keeps the trophy. It was an awesome move and a bad look for Tresean Gore, who talked a lot of trash leading up to that fight. So then his next fight, he fights Cody Brundage, and Nathan just gets absolutely smoked. I mean, knocked on his behind. And this wasn't too long ago. So Tresean Gore was the favorite in both those fights. He was the favorite to win the Ultimate Fighter. He lost both his UFC fights. He lost the grudge match against Brian Battle. And now he's staring at 0-3 right in the face. So that's Tresean Gore. Tell us a little bit about Josh Fremd, and then tell us what you think is going to happen in this fight.
Josh Fremd trains out of Factory X in Colorado, so he trains his elevation. He's got good cardio. He made his UFC debut on a 10-day notice against Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, in which I was absolutely impressed by his performance to go to the decision, even though it was unanimous, in order to being able to, I guess, sustain or fend off the ground game of Fluffy Hernandez, who was on a tear of late. He even was able to reverse and get a submission attempt of his own in the second round there. If you do tail the tape, I mean, we're looking at Gore, who's 3-2, 28 years old, 6 feet tall, 75-inch reach. Fremd, 9-3, fought out of LFA, fought for the middleweight championship belt against the RoboCop himself, Gregory Rodriguez. He did not win that fight. He got KO'd in the first, but who isn't against the RoboCop there? He's 20 years old, 6'4", with a 76.5 reach advantage. I love the pace that Fremd puts on. He's got solid striking, teep kicks. I like how he's able to adapt to his opponents as the fight goes on. Whatever he sees in the next round, he kind of makes adjustments if they were able to kind of like get an advantage in a certain area. He's got solid wrestling, D1 wrestler, just his cardio for days. I see it being similar to the Brian Battle fight, just because of the pace that Fremd puts on. But I think Fremd is actually better than Brian Battle where he is in his career with the wealth of experience that he has. So I see the way this fight goes is basically, as long as he can avoid the insane power of Gore, it's his fight to lose. He can do it on the mat. He can do it up against a cage. He can do it standing. He can do it everywhere as long as he watches his P's and Q's against the overhand right of Tresean Gore.
Yeah, if I'm looking for any holes to poke in this, I look at Fremd versus Hernandez, and Fremd really got outstruck quite a bit. 43 total strikes to Hernandez, 91. So if you're looking on paper, you're kind of going, well, he took 39 headshots and only gave out 16. I went back and watched the fight, and if you just watch the fight, and you would think, oh, these are two, UFC battle-tested opponents with full camps, you would say, well, Fremd kind of got worked there. But then when you put into context, it was a 10-day short notice fight. You just can't help but walk away and say, that was pretty impressive. I mean, there's in the UFC, there's not really a moral victory, you don't want to say, but that was a pretty good one. We know the UFC rewards fighters that come in on short notice. This is a thing in the UFC. If you step up and you save a fight, they're going to give you a nice reward. I also see while there's a lot of holes in Tresean Gore's game, I don't know, man. I'm not seeing the power that I've heard about. I watched him in The Ultimate Fighter. I don't know where this whole, amazing power. I haven't seen it. Cody Brundage didn't see it. Brian Battle didn't see it. I haven't seen it. So I think we're getting a little bit of a break here on people saying, well, the Tresean Gore, he's got that power. Does he? Because I have yet to see it. And if Fremd is smart, which he is. Yeah, we saw it with Hernandez. He was able to maneuver out of a lot of submissions and a lot of bad wrestling things. There's no way he's going to stand at distance and let Tresean Gore attempt to tee off on him. And we saw Tresean Gore try and walk in against Brundage and just got put right on his butt with a nice counter strike. I just can't really find too many holes in this one outside of a flash knockout. But like I said, haven't really seen this so-called amazing strength from Tresean Gore. Maybe we see it, but I don't know, Nathan. I think this is a pretty solid bet. I think it's good enough to pull the trigger. You on board?
I'm totally on board with this, man. I think Fremd has a solid chin. Gregory Rodriguez, like I said, but that's Gregory Rodriguez. In his other fights, when he's been able to get clocked, he has recovered nicely, implements the takedowns. He's got the cardio. Gore's just, it's too much too soon. He's too low pace, and he just doesn't have the gas tank, I think, to make this extend into the later rounds. So I'm on board 100% with this friend.
All right, we're going to take Josh Fremd as our free play. All of our plays can be found on wagertalk.com. Nathan and I collaborate, so all of our UF plays are available. We'll have this play along with at least one, maybe two others available for this UFC fight night coming up on Saturday. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Hope you had a profitable weekend, and we will see you guys next week.